Hi, this is Plate Glass Armor, and welcome to episode 17 of the Mars Exploration Team Tournament. This is the near mirror match for Pendaelose between his V6 Dragonfly and his mixed team of Adolphus and Brennan. Let's begin. Oof! A shot immediately taking out one of the particle cannons on the very first volley from one of those laser tanks. Now, Brennan is going to struggle to stay relevant in this fight since it's firing magnetic mines and the opponent is a relatively evasive flyer, but it is possible that they get dragged up high enough into the air to contribute. Because Mars has relatively little atmosphere, the magnets are actually stronger than the downwards pull of gravity. So far, Dragonfly has done significant damage to one of the Adolphus, but not quite taken it out. It's taken out the weaponry, but it might have enough materials to repair that. Those lasers are continuously chipping away, slightly faster than the repair rate. So far, it's a pretty even match, 92% to 90%. Of course, being one craft and being airborne, the Dragonfly is probably more vulnerable to being taken out if it receives significant damage, whereas Team 2 can easily survive with two of the craft totally destroyed. Uh-oh. That particle effects right there was at least one of the Dragonfly's particle cannons trying to fire and instead damaging its own craft. Oh, and a significant amount of its firepower getting taken out right there. It looks like the Dragonfly is slowly being picked apart. Two minutes remain, but I don't think the Dragonfly has any firepower remaining. It looks like all of its particle cannons have been disabled. So this one might end up going to the tanks, which would be a bit of an upset because currently in the standings, the Dragonfly is in number 1 place, whereas the tanks are number 7 out of 9. So it would shake up the standings quite a bit. Minute and a half remaining, and currently the tanks are winning. If the Dragonfly can manage to repair one of its weapons and do a little bit more damage to the damaged Adolphus, then it will probably go back to the Dragonfly because the Adolphus despawning would bring their team down to 66%. But if it can't bring any of its weapons to bear in the next minute, it's going to lose just based on having its firepower slowly chipped away throughout the battle. "30 seconds remain. looks like the Brennan has not successfully contributed damage that I've noticed to this fight, but the lasers were sufficient, especially with that early weapon hits, to win the first round for Adolphus and Brennan team. Round 2, begin. The Dragonfly is really hoping for an early, powerful hit against one of the Adolphus tanks, because that will have the firepower of the team. It looks like it managed to shear off one of the barrels, but that's not very important for lasers, because all it does is reduce the damage attenuation over distance. Oh, but it looks like the Brennan's mag mines are doing some friendly fire damage. In fact, it looks like the friendly fire damage was enough to, at least temporarily, knock out the sensors of the Adolphus here, because it's not aiming very accurately. Once again, the tanks are in the lead. We'll see if the... Oh, yeah, there goes another one of the particle cannons. Although it looks like the Dragonfly still has some juice left, because it did manage to smash off the turret of the healthy Adolphus. That being said, I think that it might have enough materials to repair that, because laser turret caps are not very expensive, and it still has just over 3,000 materials to repair with. You can see the AI of the tanks working here with the both of them going to... Oh, more friendly fire from those mag mines. That could have been avoided if he had been willing to stick some safeties on the mag mines, but that would have reduced the payload. And thanks to the damage from those mag mines, the Dragonfly is once again in the lead. 90% to 91%. It's a very close match, with 2 minutes remaining. And with one good hit there, the Dragonfly is now falling behind by about 1%. Oh, and just as I say that, it lands one good hit and is pulling ahead once again. So both sides are neck and neck as they are continuously dealing just enough damage to pull ahead. Oh, and it looks like the Brennan, which is the mine launching tank, just got DQ'd, which means the Adolphus that are remaining are going to struggle to win based on hit points, and I don't think they have enough time to totally kill the Dragonfly. So thanks to that early hit there, the Dragonfly is probably going to win this one. 20 seconds remaining. And unless the one Adolphus with remaining firepower can get off a very lucky shot in the next 10 seconds, it's going to go to the Dragonfly for this round. Yep, it is now 1-1. Round 3. Let's begin. The Adolphus and Brennan team are really hoping for an early hit to the turret cap of the Brennan here, because those mines are doing more damage to their own team than they are to the enemy. As you can see, those mines that were just launched are just coming back towards their own team. With block confetti flying everywhere from those continuous laser blasts. Looks like a relatively weak hit against that Adolphus there, because almost the entire team is at full health, meaning their repairs are overcoming any damage the Dragonfly is managing to do so far. So, an early, strong lead for the tank side. Oh, and just what the Adolphus and Brennan team were hoping for, which is a reduction of the firepower of the Brennan. It's getting repaired, but it was enough to reduce the potential damage of the friendly fire here. Now, fortunately for the Adolphus and Brennan, it looks like the mines are not set to maximum radius, so long as the Brennan can launch the mines far enough away, they don't actually come back to hit the team. Oh, and they might actually accomplish something here. They got close enough. Oh, just barely managing to be dodged by the Dragonfly there. Minute and a half remaining, and the tanks are currently at 100% health, and the Dragonfly is only at 66% health, with almost no thrust remaining. So it's moving slower and slower. Oh, and there goes one of its last particle cannons. Yep, I think all particle cannons are now disabled, which means the Dragonfly has basically no hope of pulling a victory. One minute remains, and it's looking like this is going to be a crushing defeat for the Dragonfly. Surprisingly well-matched teams, considering the disparity in their placement in the tournament right now. and the dragonfly is below despawn threshold, so congratulations on a clean kill for Adolphus and Brennan. Leaving this at 2-1 with a victory for Adolphus and Brennan.